Hey there, fans of brotherly love wrestling. It is I, Vic Delicious.
Philly's own, the Mecca here.
It is the real McCoy, J.D.X. Justin D. Xavier. And
it's your man, CD, the fallen angel, Christopher Daniels.
Hello, boys and girls. This is your old friend, RJ City.
Hey there, brotherly love wrestling. Bill Carr here.
Hey everyone, this is two-time guest Wheeler Yuta.
Two bozos from Philadelphia flapping their gums about pro wrestling this, pro wrestling that.
Which is not that unique in the grand scheme of things yet.
You are in for a treat because you're tuned in to Brotherly Love Wrestling.
Philadelphia, are you ready?
They said, are you
This is Brotherly Love Wrestling Podcast, your first stop for everything professional wrestling. So sit back and enjoy wrestling talk at its finest with your hosts, Larry Hall and Joe Corrado.
Welcome, everybody, to Brotherly Love Wrestling. And in case you forgot, we are your hosts, Larry Hall, Joe Corrado. We've been away for a little bit, but now we are back. And we've missed about a month or so since our last show. A lot to catch up on. I'm not going to really try and touch on everything, but just kind of talk.
We'll pick out the parts
that current.
Pick out the parts that were most interesting.
Yeah. Like
how we didn't do a post-mania show.
Not at all. No, not a post-mania show.
It's only like the biggest weekend of wrestling or the biggest week of wrestling, and we decided, nah, we're not going to do it this year.
No. Yeah, so
we didn't decide that.
We didn't decide.
Someone else decided that for us.
Yes. Yeah.
It was a nice welcome break of not doing a show and having to really worry about watching things I didn't want to watch. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm current with all major things.
Yeah.
But I'm more pieced together current of like, I pretty much breeze through anything I don't have interest in, and I just stick to what I like.
Yeah, I agree. I obviously have probably watched more than you have.
Yes.
But
you've had more time off than I have.
I have. I had a solid 2 weeks. But yeah, I mean, look, I think a couple of the headlines coming out that we were probably most excited about was Cody Rhodes really going to be the one facing Seth Rollins, which we all thought. I mean, I know I pretty much figured it in. I didn't think it was going to be any other option, no matter how many fake things they leaked about Shane McMahon or The Undertaker or anything like that.
As soon as they said that, I was like, man, I hope that's not it.
Who, Taker? Or
any of them.
Or any of those? Oh, okay.
Anyone that they said other than Cody, I was like, I don't really want it. Except for when the lights went out, I thought it was Bray.
Okay.
I did it. I had flipped it slightly. I was like, man, could it be Bray Wyatt? And I wasn't going to be upset, but I was still just as happy it being Cody, if not maybe more.
I'm glad it's.
I think he's where he
this
belongs.
Cody. Yes, I agree. I said the same thing.
It's kind of where he belongs.
I said the same
he
thing.
Kind of didn't fit in with the all elite crowd. I mean, he helped them substantially, I think.
Big time, yeah.
And he was one of, if not the only one for a long time that I was actually able to sit down and follow his storyline and actually enjoy it.
Yeah.
He knows how to draw him out in the sense that he's old school and he's already got that mentality, not to mention who his dad is, where he was brought up in the wrestling business and where he started out. I mean, he had all the intangibles. He just needed to make himself a bigger name than a mid-carder.
Undesirable to undeniable, which has become like the ultimate tagline for Cody. But
he's been planning this as much as he wants. I mean,
I don't think he's been. I really think he thought AEW was going to be a place that he was going to skyrocket with and
flourish.
Yeah, I really do. I don't think he. I mean, obviously, wrestlers always say never, but I feel like
he put himself in the mid card like first go at it,
which he actually. I don't know if his last couple days he said one of my biggest mistakes was doing that and putting that stipulation because he pigeonholed, which we said from the start.
He
Everybody
automatically
said that.
took himself out of the main. He took himself out of being the main guy.
Yes,
so he could never be bigger than he. boxed himself in before he even got out of the freaking gate.
Yeah. But I still, if you look at his AEW career, he still had a really, really good run, even though he never needed or didn't win a world title.
He's a 2-time TNT champ.
All his matches
he opened up one of the doors, the forbidden doors, and brought in a lot of independent talent and a lot of people that you didn't think you would see on that main stage.
But yeah, on national TV, I think a lot of the younger AEW, the pillars, he called his kids. He brought up. He trained. He took them and helped them and coached them along to put them on TV.
Darby and MJF for sure,
and Sammy as well,
and Guevara. Yeah, that was towards the end of his tenure at AEW.
Mm-hmm.
I think the only one he didn't really do much for was Jungle Boy.
Yeah, I think you're right.
But he definitely helped mold Darby Allin.
Mm-hmm.
He got him over big time.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the thing. Cody always wanted to be over, but everyone that he basically made those people those stars. I mean, not necessarily.
Yeah.
He was a good launching point for them and notoriety. He was their biggest name. Besides Jericho and Moxley,
yeah.
Cody was the biggest name that they had.
Yeah, until they started bringing in obviously the current talent.
And that was, he had to get out. He was falling further and further down that list and further back into always being the mid-card and never getting past that point.
Yeah.
I mean, if nothing else, Cody is very, very business savvy. He understands the business aspect of wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what it is. Ultimately, you're there to make the most. Well, that's what it used to be, at least.
Yeah. Put the most butts in seats and draw the most money.
Yeah.
That's what it was. And I feel Cody can do that. WWE
in this landscape. Yeah, he could do that.
It feels different this time.
They don't have any. I mean, he's coming into a spot where he's known more now because he's now well-traveled in other companies, but they don't have anyone who's a top guy. He came in at the perfect time. Like, who are your tops?
Right. No, you're absolutely
your main
right.
title picture is Roman, Rollins, whatever they want, Lashley, McIntyre. Am I missing anybody? Probably a couple interchangeable one-offs. Like Sheamus could jump back in there, I think. Orton.
If they, yeah, I mean, I don't see Orton anytime soon. KO, but if they're going to do that again, I don't know.
Their main title pick. Yeah, but it's all been done before.
You're right, exactly.
So Cody's the fresh face.
Yes, yeah,
literally and metaphorically speaking, to enter the main title picture.
Yeah,
and to say that right off the bat, to not. Oh, yeah, well, if I win this, I'll never be able to challenge for this title again.
Yeah.
Now we can actually challenge for main titles. Just so happens that the person holding that main title doesn't look like they're losing it anytime soon. Not to mention, there's only one title now.
Yes, thank God. I love
They don't have enough people to challenge for those titles. They haven't built enough people.
And
they haven't built enough people for years.
It looks like
they needed Cody Rhodes.
Well, yeah, there you go.
Who
would have ever thought that?
The full... Side note, that Stardust fucking thing he did at Mania, I love that. I loved every second of that whole
from start to
finish.
I agree.
I thought that was perfect. And if it wasn't for maybe a couple other things that happened throughout the weekend, I would say that's my favorite moment. But you can't. Austin, you just can't.
19 years in between. And I still feel
there's a reason he's at the end.
But you know what? He didn't embarrass himself.
No, not at all.
He didn't
pull a Taker.
No.
They did that right, though. He just did a street fight. And
exactly. You did a lot of brawling, exactly what Stone Cold's known for. You knew KO could take the bumps. Look, I couldn't believe a couple of those bumps that Austin took.
Yeah.
That back body drop on the cement, I was floored. I couldn't believe it. And the funny thing is, watching it with my wife, who grew up a wrestling fan in the Attitude Era. Her dad took her to SmackDown and stuff like that, but doesn't watch it anymore. She was laughing. She loved the interview segment, the KO show. She thought it was hilarious when he finally got the mic and he started to help me with the what's with the crowd. She was locked in. She was on her phone until Stone Cold came out, and she watched that entire segment of a non-wrestling fan.
The casual fan.
Exactly. And she loved every second
of it. That's
what
WrestleMania is. That's what they cater to.
Yeah.
So The things that I was most impressed about were the special guest matches.
I agree as well.
Logan Paul.
Impressed
What
the hell out of
the
me.
fuck?
Yep.
Who the hell? Like, complete, like,
good for him, man.
just
He looked
sat there. I
great.
was like, this is amazing. I was like, he knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
I was like, he's really good at it too. And you're like, my God, I hate that he's really good at this.
He was
And to have the Miz turn on him at the end, that's even better.
Oh, SummerSlam's gonna be great.
It's even better. Yeah, because you're locking in these people that they're, whether you want to believe it or admit it or fucking have the balls to say, those are draws.
They are.
Because they're bringing in, just like that Bad Bunny.
Yeah.
And I could be honest, I didn't know anything about Bad Bunny before he showed up on Raw.
Neither.
Nothing.
Nope.
But I knew he was an outsider. I knew he was some sort of musician of some sort.
Excuse me.
And he came and he took it seriously and he actually proved himself like, shit, man, like this is a completely different look than what we're used to about some of these people that come in here. Like we've seen some
countless
crazy people get brought in and be like, all right, well, we know what this is going to be.
Yeah.
To bring people in and be like, we think we know what this is going to be, but them to actually like, what was the other one?
Knoxville.
The Jackass fucking, that was.
Look, if you shit on that match.
That wasn't a match. It was fun.
Well,
it was just
whatever.
It was supposed to be. It was supposed to promote the movie,
of course,
which is a lot different take that they took when they promoted Batista's zombie movie.
This is true.
I mean, look. Well, that was also with no fans, right?
Yes.
So they kind of were
yeah.
kind of fucking saddled at that point.
Yeah.
And they couldn't really do much. But this is the same concept, except it's in front of a much larger viewing audience. But not for nothing, Jackass has been around. Jackass appeals to a very particular demographic, and it just so happens to be the same demographic that are big fans of another wrestling promotion.
You had
those
slapstick Jackass stunts in front of 78,000 people
and millions of people watching,
and they got the reaction they wanted. They got all.
It was ridiculous.
It was hilarious.
It was supposed to be. Once you sat down and saw what it was supposed to be, you're like, all right, well, I know what I'm in for.
Yeah.
And it didn't disappoint.
No, it was great. The ending, the finish was great. A big giant mousetrap, like via Looney Tunes. Like it was fucking
big
great.
fucking hand.
Yeah. I love that gag in the movie. So to have it in the third movie, the 3D movie, whatever movie that was.
I remember seeing it on an actual. Well, was it the 3D or was it the one before that? Was it the 2.0 or 2.5?
I don't know.
Either way, I mean,
it's a great segment.
If you're gonna, I'm not good at doing the wrestling part of remembering when things happen. So to say that I'm not good at knowing when the Jackass shit happened, it's just par for the course.
Yeah, I guess.
But the most impressive special guest appearance match by far, and those two are great.
Yeah,
different but great still, was Pat McAfee. 100,000% does that guy just ooze everything about pro wrestling and what it should be, except he's not a fucking 285-pound mammoth. Yeah. But he is everything you want in a professional wrestler right now.
Yes.
He can do everything in the ring for the most part.
Moves, sell. Yeah, you're right. Everything.
And talk.
Yes. And not only that, the thing that you'll see a lot of these guys, especially NXT 2.0 is a good example, selling with your face without doing anything else. When McMahon is taking his suit off and he's sitting in the ring, he's going, come on, I dare you, come on. And like he's selling that fact that I'm going to whoop this old guy's ass. And then he sees what McMahon's about to do. And like, even then he's still selling the whole time.
He gets it.
Like, yeah, he's so good at it. And like you said, charismatic, he is so good. That on the mic. I mean,
he pulled the old fucking Austin Rock.
Yeah,
he picked up the mic.
Okay, so I want to get your reaction to this because you are a giant Stone Cold fan, and growing up, that was your guy until The Rock. The Cell.
Oh, the Stunner Cell.
So you have two different ones. You have
one I appreciate
the
more?
McAfee Cell, which was more realistic.
Are we eliminating the McMahon?
Yes, we're eliminating that horrible excuse for a stunner cell.
It looked good in post.
But yes, the McAfee Cell or the Theory Cell. Because I've seen this now on Twitter and Facebook debate.
Which one did I like more? Or which one?
What would we have?
I know both of them.
Yeah. Which one do you think? Like, which one do you, I guess, prefer? Is the question I'm really asking. Do you like the
It's-
over the top, big time like Scott Hall sell or Rock sell, or do you like
If
that?
it was anybody but Austin Theory, yes.
Okay.
I don't like Austin Theory,
All right.
so I don't. I like McAfee, but
I like
the-
McAfee's
I
sell
like-
better.
I like McAfee's more because it was kind of like it was more of a Triple H.
And a Nature Boy sell.
Yeah, like
Yes.
because they had the beer too. Because I'm pretty sure Triple H did the exact same thing
Yeah.
when he got stunned and spit the beer up in the air.
Yes, you're right. He did.
But he didn't drink it after he was already on the ground. That was a classic. I like that the best.
Yes.
They got a close up of him chugging the beer
Yes, I
after
agree.
he was out.
I agree. Yeah. That's the thing about this whole WrestleMania. These 2 nights
The
combined.
2 nights were what you wanted in a WrestleMania. I think maybe some things could have been eliminated and you could have made it into one long night again. But
But you're cutting half that off then. You're not running 8.5 hours of WrestleMania again. If you're doing that. You know what I mean? Like you can't do that anymore.
I'm trying to think of the matches that, like, not every match was great.
No, they were good for that card. They were good because you had the space and the time.
I wasn't overly a fan of Ronda Charlotte.
Honestly, I blame that on Ronda. I blame
I
this
mean,
whole. I
either-
think Ronda is very disinterested this run. She doesn't look the same as that initial run with Becky and Charlotte. She hasn't looked since then because even that little run she came back before she left to get pregnant was the same thing. She looked very disinterested. The promos
Still stunk.
sucked. And she just doesn't look comfortable. I think the babyface thing and telling her to go out and smile is not Ronda Rousey.
No.
She's a badass and she should be a heel. She can whoop your ass, turn you into a pretzel, and break your arm off.
Like Baszler.
Exactly. But I think
Why
you
don't they
get
just put them together?
I would put Sonya with her because Sonya still has that background of MMA.
Who you
and
put
can
Sonya with
talk
who?
With Ronda.
Okay.
I think that would work more as sort of a manager, and they could still, I mean, Sonya obviously could still go and wrestle, but you at least take that mic out of Ronda's hands. She's not comfortable or she doesn't get it, whatever it is, you need to do something at this point. It's been too long.
I'd be hard pressed to see Heyman be her mic.
I just feel like he's so busy with this bloodline thing. I don't
feel
know.
like he can get out of that. I feel like he's done his time. I feel like Roman doesn't he
doesn't need him.
doesn't
You're
do
right.
anything.
You're right.
He
doesn't
literally
need
doesn't.
him.
He just doesn't do anything. It's
Yeah.
not like the advocate for Brock when he was Brock's.
And Brock doesn't even need it at this point.
Brock doesn't need it either.
No.
We're living in a really weird time of wrestling where Brock Lesnar can be a huge baby face and be his own mouthpiece and be completely over. All he had to do,
And Roman Reigns is compelling.
yeah,
That's even better.
yeah. And this match that was so stale before was now. It sucked that ending had to have happened that way.
Yes, I agree.
But
I feel like that was the one damper is your main event got cut short.
your main event of both nights, like supposed to be the
Greatest
grand-
WrestleMania match ever.
the grand finale.
Yeah. Well, and the other thing I want to switch to is because I feel
Hold on,
like
wait, while we're on Roman,
go ahead.
did you see the tease that they did on Young Rock?
Oh, I retweeted it. It was amazing because I watched that pretty faithfully.
Okay.
I have it on my library and
Faithfully. It wouldn't be a show back if,
yeah, all right,
if I
I'll
didn't
give
have
that
a note
one.
or two.
I'll give you that one. But yes, even on Young Rock, they have young Joe. They just really call him Joe, but introduce him as Roman Reigns. But still, he gets Rock in a headlock and tells the whole room to acknowledge him. Like I thought it was great. And then The Rock puts him down and says, "A match only that big can only take place on the grandest stage at WrestleMania." Like. You motherfuckers built kayfabe into a sitcom. Like,
What's wrong with that?
I loved every second of it.
That's great.
I loved every second of
It's
it.
cross something. I don't know, promotional or cross
Yeah,
genre.
no, you're right. Cross promotional.
Cross genre.
But yeah, I thought that was great. I loved every second of that. I love that show anyway because I think the actors who play the other wrestlers are really entertaining and really good. I like that they tipped the hat to Yokozuna in that scene there. Watching the 94, 95 Rumble, whatever that was. That was great as well. I do want to move to AEW, though, because AEW has kind of...
Are we going to throw in Ring of Honor into that
Yes,
AEW mix?
yes, yeah, absolutely.
Because now that they're all one,
Yeah.
it looks like, because we're getting ROH on AEW TV.
I'll tell you what, watching Battle of the Belts Saturday night,
Did not watch it yet.
and you had Dalton Castle versus Gresham. 2 minutes into that match, I felt like I was watching Ring of Honor TV.
Yeah.
I didn't feel like I was watching AEW. It
It's not
felt
necessarily
like
a bad thing.
no, it's a very good thing. It's a good thing as a Ring of Honor fan to be able to feel that and not feel like these are Ring of Honor guys wrestling in AEW. It felt like a Ring of Honor
Gresham's in there.
championship match.
Gresham's officially with AEW.
All
now.
elite, yes. Yeah, as well as obviously Samoa Joe.
Yeah.
That's the one. Another thing I wanted to touch on. This Samoa love that on Dynamite, Suzuki, Joe. That match was phenomenal. Everything you
What was
wanted.
with the ending.
But
of that?
that's the other thing I wanted
Why
to
did they
talk
build
about.
that like people knew who the hell was coming in?
I don't
They
get
shut
it.
the lights out and then you open the lights and you're like, okay,
And yes,
go ahead. What are we doing here?
Tony Khan apparently said a 30-year veteran in wrestling is the one who made that call. And Tony Khan was like, all right, yeah, that sounds like a good idea. Went with it. And then afterwards has now said, if I would do it again, I wouldn't do it that way.
No shit. It was not a good idea.
No, it was not.
You don't introduce someone completely new to a fan base with lights off. They have to be established. And they've done that gag so many freaking times.
Every single time. Every time.
Like, I
there's a
feel
new
like it's
person.
that same 30-year vet, just like, I got it, something new, completely. Hear me out, Tone. Hear me out, Tone. Completely new. We turn the lights out. Boom. That's great. Love it. Let's get it done. Lights out. We'll introduce this guy.
But at least all the other ones, it's worked.
Yeah, it's gotten played out. It got played out after Malachi. I don't want to see any more lights go out.
Unless it's the Fiend or Bray.
Yeah, but I think they've wasted so many lights going. Now they just tainted it even more with this guy.
Well, that
And now I'm sorry I don't know his name, but I didn't watch the full segment. I saw the clips. I saw the lights go out. I didn't even have the sound on. I didn't need the sound on because it was that. Because what would they have said? Well, how would they have made that better? No commentary in the world makes that make sense.
No, you're
I don't
right.
care how good you are.
No, you're absolutely right. There's nothing that you could say. There's
You're
nothing
literally like,
that will-
oh my God. You're supposed to be like, that's your moment. You're like, oh my God, it's
No.
this guy.
And you know,
He will be called this guy.
the one that made me remember an AEW, and I know we knew who it was, but I feel like the AEW audience didn't. They did that with Butcher and the Blade when they first came in. And I felt
Yeah, that
like
fell flat.
the reaction that Tony and I think AEW were
And
expecting.
that 30-year vet.
Yeah, and that 30-year
The
vet.
light man.
I think
He's probably got
that
a thing
ruined
about
it.
lights.
Like, I don't think they landed
Probably
either.
scared of light. He's probably a vampire. It's probably Gangrel.
I don't think he works for AEW, but I mean, no,
Christian was in the Farouk. It was probably Christian.
he's a 30-year vet. I don't think it'd be Christian though.
I can only
I'm thinking more like a Jim Ross type.
Oh God.
I mean,
No, because he would. It wasn't commentary that suggested this.
well, first of all, I'm not saying like. Do you think Jim Ross only does commentary?
I don't think because he's got to call it. I don't think he's.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
I don't
see
think
what
he
you're saying. Okay,
straps
I
himself.
got you.
Be like, okay, how do I book myself out of this?
Let's turn the lights.
Let's turn off the lights. That's all my. Oh, it's gonna be a slobber knocker.
That's all right. He sold a guy that dressed like him at Battle of the Belts, who was in a Sooners jersey and a cowboy hat. He was like, "What the? What kind of reaction is that? He's dressed like you. Why are you so surprised?" Like I
Did he have barbecue sauce all over his face?
he didn't know. No, I'm so done with Jim Ross. I do not like Jim
How
Ross.
long
in
have we been
AEW.
done with Jim Ross though?
Since he signed?
Since before then, I think.
Like I don't like Jim Ross. I think
No, him and King can ride off into the sunset.
the entire AEW commentary team is amazing,
Like,
except for Jim Ross.
Why did they bring in King to replace Corey Graves? They could have went with anybody else. They could have went with Nigel. Nigel McGuinness could have been right there. And I mean, such a better call of a match. My God, you get nothing out of Jim. You get nothing out of freaking King. You get nothing out of either of them.
Both those old guys
They're
can
just
go
so
away. They can
like
go away.
they're just there for their famous. Oh, say it. It's like that old Simpsons episode when all the kids are pointing at Bart. Say it. Slobber knocker. Slobber knocker. As good as a one-legged man in an ass-kicking contest.
Don't forget about business is about to pick up.
Oh, business is about to pick up. Oh, my God, he nearly broken him in half. Just say those things. Even if they don't make sense, just say them, Jim.
Just, soundboard.
We'll poke you.
Yeah, exactly.
He'll be asleep. Oh, barbecue.
He's dreaming about barbecue sauce.
Barbecue sauce. Oh, it's not going to be a slap. Jim. Oh, he's nearly broken him in half. It's a women's match, Jim. Okay. What the?
Oh, God.
That's what he is. He's just sleeping on the set. They just hitting him.
Look. He's getting paid.
He's better enough being a marinade or marinette. What is it?
Marinette. Right, second time.
The marinara.
Still stuck in the sauce.
Stuck in the sauce. I'll always be stuck in the sauce, my friend.
Woo! I didn't see it going there.
Would not be a show back if this didn't happen. This is normalcy.
This is the show.
This is normalcy.
I did miss this. Absolutely.
Us picking apart wrestling and making obscure, nonsensical comments while doing it.
Pretty much.
I was trying to think about. Oh, you know what I really like about AEW? Not to go down a path of what we don't like, because there's a lot of things that I don't like about AEW right now.
Yeah.
But the things that I do like, their tag team division. I love FTR. Babyface turn for FTR hasn't been done before. We haven't seen it yet.
Yeah.
And it's really good. And God, the Bucks just keep getting better and better about me wanting to punch them in the face. Like they keep I love the Bucks, but they're very good at pushing those buttons of 30-something-year-old fans and 20-something-year-old fans. Like they know they know how to get them riled up. Like I don't know what it is, but it is. Whatever they're doing is good at it. I mean, their tag division is so stacked. I wish they had a show to just focus on tag team wrestling. That's how good their tag team division is.
Undoubtedly. Of course, the talent is that good,
but they just don't have the timing for it.
Exactly.
And you know who the top, look, the top guys aren't even champions. You got Bucks, FTR, Red Dragon, PP, and then Jurassic Express. I put them in the 5-hole.
And they would be in the 6-hole if Phoenix were healthy, because it'd be Pentagon and Phoenix.
That's true. Pentagon and Phoenix might take up in the top 3.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're definitely elevated when healthy.
Yeah.
They're definitely up there.
But I know there's some that we're even forgetting about.
Yeah, well, I mean, you have the best friends who haven't really competed as the best friends in a while as a tag team.
They don't really need them to right now, though. And then you got a trios of that's another thing I really like. Yuta, that whole Yuta Moxley match. My God.
Star is born.
Dude, it really was. And I'm so happy for Wheeler Yuta. I mean, we've gotten to talk to him a couple times.
He's actually in our intro.
Yeah.
And before the show, you see Wheeler Yuta.
Yeah, which is mind blowing.
Right?
The ROH pure champion, Wheeler Yuta. He's a son of Philadelphia, but an adopted son of Philadelphia. So that's a proud day.
Look, we adopt athletes all the time into our city.
Yes.
Wheeler Yuta he's always billed from Philadelphia.
Yeah, he's
Philadelphia, absolutely.
And now he's part of, wait, you have to help me with the name. What is the name of the group? It's something Combat Club.
Yeah.
You didn't know it either?
No. And I really should. I knew we were going to talk about it, and I'm like, I should probably look that up because I knew I'm going to forget it.
Well, now that we're into this whole Moxley thing, because we did just see him. What was it, last night or the night before? No, it was last night, wasn't it?
The
him versus
GCW.
Yeah, no, not GCW.
Not GCW. Windy. Yeah, it was like Windy
Japan.
City. Yeah, New Japan.
It was him versus Ospreay. He was all bloodied up in that match too.
Yeah. No, and man, I really, really want to see.
We got to get on Fight TV. We need some codes.
We do.
We got to throw that out there.
We
need
do.
some codes. We've earned the codes.
I really wanted to get that. I think
You can still buy it.
Yeah, and I think I'm going to because that itself is fun. I saw the card.
Yeah.
I wanted to see what it's Blackpool Combat Club, by the way.
I knew it was a combat club. I
Yeah.
just didn't know what the first one was.
The new shirt actually looks pretty cool. New shirt is like almost a throwback to the NWO, but in blood. Like it has like the box, like the four corners in blood, and it says BCC in blood. Not bad.
No, it's not bad.
I mean, their
wearable.
shirts. Yeah, their shirts have
Dude,
been
I was looking
iffy
through,
at best.
Oh my god, I was
At
looking
best.
through AEW's like merch and all their shirts. I'm like, man, I wouldn't wear any of these.
No,
There's a couple,
I
maybe.
agree.
But
I
even
like Yutas though.
I do like Yutas. I'll probably get that just because who it is.
Yeah.
But man, I want to get an FTR shirt, and I don't know. I like the only one I like is another freaking black shirt, and I have a million of them. The Living Legends one.
Yeah.
I like that one because it's a throwback to the 80s.
I'll tell you what, buying this shirt off of WWE, this is the first WWE shop
Did it make
shirt.
you feel good? Did it make you feel weird?
It made me feel very weird.
Yeah.
But they've upgraded their
quality of shirt.
quality of shirt is better. It's not soft.
I saw a couple. It's not soft.
It's not soft style, but it's
It's softer.
it's the tri blend.
Yeah, but it's softer. It's not cardboard.
Yes, it's
not like when you're getting a regular shirt from Pro Wrestling Tees and it's like freaking cardboard.
Yeah. No, this is definitely more comfortable. And it was like, I don't know. It was weird purchasing from WWE shop.
I saw a couple,
but they're quick, man. They are very quick. I gotta give it to WWE.
I wish Cody had a better shirt.
Me too. I was disappointed in his WWE shirts because I
was
kind of wanted one.
disappointed in his other shirts too, his AEW shirts.
Yeah, he didn't have great ones of those either. Like his best one, I think, was the American Nightmare Bullet Club shirt.
Yeah,
for real, I think I don't remember another one. The Pharaoh shirt wasn't bad.
Yeah,
that he had after that. But other than that, yeah. I mean, wrestling shirts have gone down since AEW.
Yeah, main shirts have gone down.
Yeah. For such a t-shirt company when they started,
their t-shirts aren't.
They're not good.
They're not that great.
Their designs are
no.
Iffy at
it's usually just a picture of the person and like some sort of graphic. They're like, I guess they're graphic tees, but of the person. There's not enough. You know what? I'll throw this fucking conversation though. No one has good catchphrases anymore. Like, what's a good catchphrase in wrestling?
Wrestling?
What's a good catchphrase right now that someone has in wrestling?
Usually, like Jericho's a go-to for that.
Yeah, but he hasn't.
He hasn't.
Yeah, his are usually like weird.
Although I'll tell you what, have you heard the Jericho Appreciation Society theme?
No.
Or the beginning of it, I should say. It's really not a theme.
No.
So you remember
they were on Preston Steve today?
Were they? Who?
Jericho.
Just Jericho?
Yeah.
Okay.
They're touring with Fozzy, and they just did a show a couple nights ago, and they're heading to Poughkeepsie.
The Now Country.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well. No. Anyway, beginning. So remember when? Well,
are you about to sing something
when we
for
were
me?
kids? No. When we were kids, and the opener to every WWE show or WWF was for over 50 years the dominating force in sports entertainment.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
So now one of the guys from 2.0, and I can never remember which one's which, but the guy who's a little heavier.
Which Matt 2.0.
So it's his voice. He does like the Big E thing. So he's in the back with a live mic. And he says the last one he did was for over 3 weeks, the dominating force in sports entertainment. And then Judas hits. And I was like, oh, please keep doing that. Every week, add a week to it. Please keep doing this. It was so good. And you could tell he was doing it from a live mic. Like, oh, man, please. I hope they just keep going. You keep going. You keep going. It was great. But yeah, no, you're right. Catchphrases, there isn't.
Like, what's a good catchphrase? Like, who's got a catchphrase?
Oh, man, on top of my head,
Roman's got to acknowledge me.
Yeah,
that's not good.
Well,
that's not good
for his character. It's okay.
Yeah,
it makes sense.
Okay, but it's not like because we know what the good catchphrases are.
We grew up in the era of from
but
like from that all the way throughout the 90s.
Like MJF says, "I'm better than you," and I know it.
Yeah, and you know it.
And you know it, or whatever the hell. See, it's not even that good. I don't even know it. I don't know it. I don't care. It's not good enough.
Yeah, no, you're right. Like, especially, I think AEW
could do it though.
You're right.
Why isn't there more catchphrases? Like they run that style. Like, get a catchphrase or two.
Yeah,
and have it stick. You need a chant.
I don't know, man. I can't see. I think anybody it's a different mindset.
Roster putting together besides the Adam Cole baby, but that's not really a freaking catchphrase. I mean, I guess it kind of is.
Boom and actually say that Adam Cole, baby. That's it for him, really. But that's not even like you're right. It's not a catchphrase.
Cowboy shit.
Shit is that's a catchphrase.
That's a catchphrase.
Yeah,
but it's not that good.
No. Yeah, WWE
There's not
have any.
No, WWE doesn't really have any.
And you go across wrestling, even to the little, like smaller promotions.
Who's got a good catchphrase? No one's got a good catchphrase.
GCW,
anymore.
nothing. MLW, really nothing.
Impact,
no. Anybody from Ring of Honor, not well. I mean, but he's not over enough or well known enough. I mean, Brian Johnson, Mecca versus everybody, but like, I mean, shit like that.
Yeah, but again,
yeah,
no one has that saying.
No. Yeah, that definitely needs to make a comeback. You got more, and like you said, because I think AEW can do it better.
You get
because
more
their
people,
crowd.
Yeah, you got
crowd participation.
You got a hot crowd. You need a saying.
Yeah, and I don't. Yeah, man, I don't know why. That's a good question. I have no idea why.
Catchphrases.
And I didn't realize it until you said it. Because now that I'm thinking about it, I'm just like,
yeah, it's kind of a disappointment, right? Because there should be more catchphrases. They're fun.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
and that's how you make merch.
True.
With a catchphrase. Look at you just made the list. How many shirts do you sell those? Probably a fucking shit ton.
The ultimate,
I have one.
The ultimate catchphrase that turned into merch and probably the best selling shirt in the history of pro wrestling is Austin 316.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And then he just added on to it.
Yeah.
If you smell what the Rock is cooking.
That's another shirt. I mean, it doesn't exist anymore. I don't think wrestlers are thinking about it. They're not.
I think they need to suck it. I mean, how easy is that?
That I think was more lightning in a bottle.
What would it be today? Fist it? What would it be? What are the kids into? What are the kids into today? That would be the slogan. I'm not of that age, so I don't know. What are the kids saying today? It's not fisted.
It's not fisted. No,
it's not.
I love that fisted was the first one that came to mind for you, though.
I don't know. Could be. Who would say it though? Who's got the hands? That's what Braun Strowman's. It shouldn't have been get these hands. It should have been fisted. I'm going to give you a good fisting.
Oh man,
he would have been over.
Oh my God!
Rusev Day, that was a good one.
Rusev Day, yes, you're right. Rusev Day was.
It was literally as simple as Austin 316. There's his name and a saying after that. Rusev Day.
Yeah, no. I wish there was more in that you say.
New Day Rocks. That was good for a while.
Yeah,
they don't really do it anymore though.
No, I mean, look, yes.
Day Rocks.
Yes was probably the
biggest. Again, it was everything's simplifying, gone.
Yeah.
You need the same. I think you need the same.
And as we see, you don't need something complex.
No.
You just need to catch that lightning in a bottle with something. Look, even Le Champion was for a while when he had the champagne and all that. That for a little while he had. But other than that, I mean that's maybe the most recent, right? I mean, MJF still does his, but
but he's a heel. His isn't going to get over. You need I guess he would be a tweener now that would get something over. Like Moxley could get something over. He just has to have a good saying. He can just say something.
I don't know if he will.
No, I don't think
his character isn't really.
That, but he could do it. Like honestly, Moxley could pull it out. I don't see Hangman being able to pull out to get you over the top where more people are going to be saying it. Like where Yes went cross. Not promotional, cross-cultural.
Yeah.
That went into fucking sports arenas. There isn't anything. I mean, Bobby Roode's song played in Toronto Maple Leaf Stadium, but that's not really a thing.
Yeah, I mean,
no one's got any cool sayings.
No. That's no pun intended, but that's the bottom line of it is nobody.
Yeah, nobody's got cool sayings.
No.
That's how you sell merch.
Yeah.
You need a cool saying.
It helps. Makes it easier. Tell you that to design shirts.
Not only that, but it gets the chance. You don't get good chants anymore. You need the chants of the saying.
No,
the chants are just this is awesome.
Both these guys
and shit like
holy
that.
shit.
Holy shit.
Yeah. Played out basically.
Fuck Dan Lambert.
Is that a popular chant?
I'm pretty sure it wasn't Philly.
Oh, that's true.
You couldn't hear what he was saying.
There's so much
That was
like
great.
little tiny things. I feel like it could take up a whole nother episode.
Probably.
Oh, especially of AEW, because they're just like their main title for first of all, with Adam Cole going up against Adam Page. Like I feel like, and it's not because it's Adam Page. I like baby faces in the chase. I feel like heels are better champions, and having the babyface chase is better, especially for a Hangman Page. Now, is Cole that believable guy to take the belt off of him? Not really. I don't believe
I think
so.
they're buying time until Kenny comes back.
And I agree. I agree with that.
And I think I don't know how long you can keep Cole at the top, though. I mean, if Kenny comes back and Kenny beats Hangman, how does Cole go after? Then it's got to be Cole versus Kenny. But that would mean Cole just stays at the top.
I feel like they need a brooding big heel. And I don't know if Lance Archer is it, but I'll tell you the person that I think should be it, that should be pushed to that level, and that's Rusev or Miro.
Yeah, but he's not back yet.
I know. I feel like he should be that guy because he's big enough, because he's brooding enough. He's believable.
He's big enough. He's brooding enough. They're stronger. They're faster. They have more facial hair.
I just feel like at least he's believable as a heel. At least he could beat the shit out of Hangman, and you can believe that he's going to do it.
Yeah, he could dominate.
Yeah, like I just don't get me wrong. I love Adam Cole, but
that's the other thing. You don't get too many dominating people, and they don't stay dominating long. Like there's a bunch of people that could be, but people are afraid to pull the trigger on domination because they're afraid that it'll fizzle out too quickly. It'll get played out.
Well, look at Archer. Like he was throwing people out of the tunnel before he even got out.
Yeah,
to the arena.
He's the dominator of the mid card, but once he gets into those main, he's not the dominator.
He should have won that TNT title match all the way back when he had his opportunity. That should have been the first.
Well, they're starting to breed Wardlow for it.
I like Wardlow,
but I think that they're going to slow build this too much to where it might not have the same impact.
Like it's too little, too late.
Yeah, I feel like he should almost be on the fast track. But again, I think he needs someone that's going to be there with him, like to talk for him. Because
I like the story with him, Spears, MJF, and all that. I like where they're going with it. I like the slow build of it too.
If he beats MJF, then I think that's his launching pad. Like I don't think that he has to fight anyone else to get to the title.
You think it's MJF and then title build,
and then
for Wardlow?
I think that's what it should be. I mean, with so many people on the roster, though, I think it's kind of tough to edge him in there. I think it should be if he beats. I think he should beat MJF. But then again, I mean, MJF. If he keeps getting beat, he's going to start floundering.
You're right.
But he's that good to where he could always build himself back up. He's an easy person to get back into a title picture if they want to.
Because he can talk his way there.
Yes, because he can get there on his own.
You don't think there's a point to where you waste that and you lose all that equity in him?
No, because I think he is the perfect, no matter who you put in front of him, he's the perfect foe for anybody who's in front of him. Because he's got that audience by the balls and they can boo him religiously, no matter what. He's good. He's really good at what he does.
So let me ask you one question then. So if we're saying Omega's obviously waiting for Omega to come back, we're talking about guys like Wardlow, like Root or Miro elevating. Where does that leave CM Punk?
Oh, I wouldn't. I think you have to. I think if I were to book it, I think the person that's left out is Hangman. I think Cole beats Hangman. Kenny comes back. Kenny.
Do you run that Elite Red Dragon storyline?
I think you have to, but I think ultimately what it comes down to is Kenny versus CM Punk.
So
I think CM Punk will always bide his time and he will always be there no matter what. He's not going anywhere. So he's going to stay. Like he hasn't had a ton of matches since the MJF match. Yeah. He might not have had one match since the MJF match. So he might be.
No, he just wrestled on
Rampage.
Was it Rampage or Dynamite? I'm getting them all mixed together. But this past week.
Either way.
Yeah, the past week he wrestled. Yes.
Yeah. So anything you put in front of Punk right now is going to be a win. That's why he's not going to be wrestling any. Like he might wrestle like medium to kind of high prospect match, but he's just going to be there waiting. I think it's going to be Punk Kenny. I just don't know when or how they're getting to it.
I'll tell you what. One of these weeks, I would like to see if possible, if he's not done, and that's Christopher Daniels and Punk.
Just to bring back old school ROH.
Even if when they finally get Ring of Honor as a weekly and that be on Ring of Honor,
like a tribute.
Yeah, like
you could do that. I mean, that's a win. It's a win for Punk, no matter what.
Yeah, but I mean, just as far as those matches,
match quality.
Yeah, to keep that, you know what I mean. Keep him still in the eye, but not. But
so what they have in their top right now, very intriguing.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you do Kenny Punk and you eventually get there, whenever that might be, and Punk wins, now what you have waiting in the wings is Punk Joe.
Yes.
That's what you have waiting in the wings. Like there's a lot
I can't wait for that.
Yeah, there's a lot that like they can slow play all this. Once Kenny comes back, because Kenny's come back and he's going to be at the top again. They're not going to run anything without Kenny being near the top, nor should they, with as much as they have arsenal wise. And if he is the guy that everyone says he is, he's their guy. With everyone else pretty much answering to Kenny Omega. No matter what anyone else says, Kenny Omega is the guy. He's their groom guy to be the top.
Yeah.
So he comes back, wins the title. Excuse me. Or Cole beats Page. Kenny beats Cole because Cole's not going to get a long run. I don't think.
I don't think he needs to.
Not.
No,
he's a top guy, but he's not the top guy.
No.
And I think there's a few people that are ahead of him. And I think they might be a little older in age, but I think there's a few people. I think Punk will be ahead of him. I think Joe could easily be ahead of him. Kenny's ahead of him. I think him and Hangman are kind of on the same level. I think this is a good feud because they're kind of on the same level. Hangman's still trying to be the top guy because he's not there yet. Cole's kind of a little bit, I mean, just pedigree alone. Cole's ahead of Hangman. He just doesn't have the title. It's very slippery slope, though, because you don't want Hangman to lose and just be wiped out. Because you always
drop all the way down.
Because look who you have waiting on the other side. You still have Bryan Danielson. You still have Jon Moxley. Like, you still have a lot of top talent. You just have to, you have so much that you also have a stacked mid card that you have to find time for. You have a whole ass women's division that you have 2 titles for. And then you have a tag division that you have freaking 3 titles.
Not to mention the tournament and 2 brackets that you have for the Owen Hart Foundation.
Is that a men's and women's tournament?
Yes.
Oh my god.
Yeah, which is going
the tournaments
has started already.
Tournaments are good because they're almost like a reset, and you get
and not only that, it's just
something
content for your TV show. It's a 10-minute chunk where whether it's Rampage or whether it's Dynamite. Okay, we got that match and that match, or maybe 15, 20 minutes. If
either
you're
way,
doing 2,
you know what the end game is for that.
Yeah,
it's just a tournament.
Yeah,
but tournament winners, I mean, I'm sure they're going to get a title shot or something.
Yeah, I don't remember.
I'm sure there's going to be a debut or 2 in there, even more. You already got Tony Storm, and then you got a couple other women that are going to be kind of debuting to get in, but probably won't.
Willow Nightingale had a really good showing.
She should be signed.
She really should.
She should be signed at least under the ROH banner.
Yeah, that'd be very smart for them to do.
Yeah,
but she definitely deserves a contract. Willow busts
the
her
only
ass.
The only problem with that is that their top are the TV hogs.
No, of course. Well, that's how it works.
It's so tough, though. I mean, you're going to forget about the people that are on the bottom, and pretty soon you're going to run into that same problem that all the other promotions had. Your top talent is going to run the television. I mean, they're doing a decent job of introducing and kind of building people like Jade Cargill, who's only been in wrestling for maybe a year, a little over a year, is already a name, a big name.
Yes.
You got Wheeler now.
Yep.
Big name. Going to be a big name. I mean, with who he's paired with and the match that he just had, you can run with that now. And now they can feud with Orange Cassidy and Best Friends and all them because they took Yuta from them. I mean, other than that, I mean, you got the dominating big names.
There
Like,
has to be.
You're not really building anyone else.
You have to pick and choose now. You have to go down the roster.
They're really pushing the same at Guevara, and he needs to be a heel.
That's the thing. I think it's a mistake. Keep trying to push him as a babyface.
He's not a babyface. He's got the look of like, God, I hate him.
Yes.
Yeah, just let me hate him. I don't want to cheer him. I don't like him.
When they started, that's what I said. I hated him.
Yeah,
I couldn't stand seeing him. And then I like him.
What?
I liked him. I fell in love with the character of Sammy Guevara. I started to like him when he became TNT champion. And I was like, all right, this kid actually has something. He's not.
No, he's got a punchable face.
Yeah, well, yeah, but I'm saying
he's got that young, cocky, like, all right.
You know what the deciding factor was? Is the Cody match when he beat Cody.
You thought that
Cody's last AEW match.
You thought that was good? Or
for me, yes.
You thought that sold you?
For me, yes, it sold him.
I thought it was a good match. I still didn't sell me on him.
Yeah, I just thought.
I won't be sold on him. I'm not, like, here's the thing. I don't like a lot of younger talent. That's just me. Like, I can't. TV talent, a lot of the young people, like, I don't relate enough. Like, a lot of them don't have gimmicks or nothing like that to even get behind, but it's just that I don't relate, like, with that whole era of thought. Like, they're good wrestlers, but not any of them to be like, oh, yeah, I'm going to go buy the Darby Allin t-shirt. Like, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to buy old t-shirts of people that are either my age or a little older. Like, that's pretty much it.
Yeah, no, you're right. I mean, trying to think, is there anyone?
Yeah, is there any young kid that you were like, oh, yeah, I'm going to go get that shirt? I'm going to support them. I mean, it's not the best thing to be saying on a podcast, but I support them, but just not financially.
The way that matters most.
Get someone else to support you financially. Relate to me a little bit better, kid. Do something cool. Do something cool, kid. Do your taxes on TV.
That would get you invested.
Do something relatable.
Yeah, I don't think that's going to happen.
Get a flat tire and change it. I need something that I can relate to. Like, some people, they look like they could change a flat. John Moxley looks like he could change a flat tire. Looks like if you put him in a predicament that I would be in during the day, he would do the same thing I would.
John Moxley showed up to a wedding in boots, jeans, a leather jacket, and a t-shirt.
Yeah, dude, that's fucking
like
good.
I was like, what the fuck?
That's
like,
good.
You talk about living a gimmick?
Yeah, screw that. I don't want to go in a suit. I don't know if I would have picked a leather jacket unless it was cold. I don't know if I would have picked a leather jacket.
I think that's more like, I don't know. Like,
I feel
you
like
want to talk about
like, I feel like there's like FTR. They look like they like to drink and hang out and have fun. That's relatable. I'm going to support them. I like them.
I agree. I feel like
there's a lot of people that like.
Well, see,
look at them.
All right, let me ask you this then. So, I think I already know this answer. I don't know
Go
why
ahead, shoot it. Fire away. We're fucking shooting from the hip anyway. We've got
the people that you can relate to in wrestling.
Yeah.
Are they the same people that you think you can sit and have a beer with?
Yes.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
So that's why you don't like Guevara or Darby Allin.
I couldn't relate to them.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
that's what I mean.
That.
You couldn't sit in a room and have a conversation with Darby because you feel like you would never. You have nothing.
What the hell would we talk about? I've seen him interviewed.
Yeah.
He doesn't say much. It would be an awkward. It'd be like pulling teeth. I don't want to pull teeth. I just want bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
The people that we have on the show, the people that we're able to bullshit with, great. I'm a fan. If I can sit there and bullshit and like legitimately just be like, fuck, man, I feel like I've talked to this person before.
Well, when we talked to Kevin Nash when we were standing in line at that Icons thing.
Well, yeah, Kevin Nash. I can see myself having a beer with Kevin Nash.
But no, but that's
I can probably see myself having at least 12.
Well, that's what I mean, though. Like, it was, we were standing in line,
but it was we initiated that.
No.
He just started talking.
Yes, yeah. But that's the thing. Those are the type of people. But that's, in pro wrestling, it's who can relate and who can connect the most. Can draw and will be those people that are top of the card. Because if you can relate to a bunch of different age groups in that fan base, of course you're going to get over. Of course you're going to draw money.
I feel like I'm different though than most of the wrestling fans. I feel like they just I feel like they're a little bit more accepting. They don't need to have that cachet about them. Like
younger fans, I agree with you.
Yeah, but the people I cheer for are the people that look like kind of like, all right, I could sit down, conversation, that's it.
Yeah.
Like they look like they'd be fun at a bar.
Yeah. No, I get it. I get what you're saying.
Like you invite people to a barbecue and be like, all right, they got up next up on the cornhole. You're playing them in cornhole.
Yeah.
Like that, those are the type of
like I mean,
people in their 30s and 40s.
If I invited Hale and Vic over, Hale would not be drinking or anything like that. He'd be judging us. But Hale, we could play cornhole.
You mean Vic would be? You said Hale would.
Yeah, Vic would be. You know what I fucking meant.
I'm just saying.
Don't fucking do that to me.
Just clarifying. That's all.
Yeah, Vic would be sitting back judging us, eating a cheesesteak with Cooper Sharp on it. Or bitching about me not getting him one.
I was gonna say, we still owe Vic a cheesesteak.
Yeah, I mean they're having a show. Yeah. What a poor weekend.
What? Oh shit! I mean,
a great weekend.
Don't get me wrong. Yes, great weekend. But
poorly
timing.
Poorly planned by them.
Yeah,
they should have known that my daughter's birthday party was that weekend,
May 7th. Yeah,
and then the next day, fucking Mother's Day. So that weekend shocked to shit.
Yeah. I saw that event, and because that's the Fatal 4-Way.
I saw it too, and I was like, man, it was like an hour.
Yes, so only a little over an hour away from us. It's a Saturday, like
it was an hour, a little over an hour from me, but you're 15 minutes closer, so it might have been just an hour for you.
Yeah,
either way.
But Fatal 4-Way, the Bollywood Boys, now, and I can't remember the other two, but it's the Demolition Cup.
Yeah,
Fatal 4. I was so excited. I see the date.
I saw the date too.
May 7th. God,
I saw May 7th. I was like, for once, I know what this is.
Yeah.
For once, I know what's going on.
My wife looked at me and goes, well, why don't you just call Kyle? I was like, I can't go see the Now wrestle without Joe. Like, we're not gonna.
You're coming to my house afterwards.
Yeah. And then I was like, and kind of had plans that night now. It's like, oh yeah, that's right. So yeah, no, unfortunately, we're gonna miss the May 7th show at ISPW. But I'll tell you what, I've been looking at a lot of their cards.
Yeah, but the Now's been showing up.
They're their tag champs. ISPW tag team champions.
They were in the NWA, baby. NWA.
That was so cool too.
Yeah, that was cool.
Yeah, so
let's have them back on. It's not like we don't know them or anything.
But look, if you're in the area, ISPW is a solid independent company.
Central North Jersey, North Central.
Yeah, but from Philadelphia, it's about an hour and a half, depending on the where they are running at that point. But the cars they keep putting out, we definitely have to get there. Maybe hopefully in the next couple months we can get to an ISPW show.
I mean, between May, June, and July, probably got one or two shows we can get to.
Yeah, we definitely got to get out and get to that for sure.
Oh man, I just hope it's not July and they're outside. That would be bad. That's tank top weather, baby. Tank top and short shorts. And a fart.
Anyway, so that'll wrap it up on that note. We hope you enjoyed the show and our return to the
podcasting world.
Yeah. It was fun to do this again. I miss doing this actually and kind of disconnecting and not thinking about anything else. So we hope you enjoyed, and maybe we'll have Essential Series shows coming up. We really haven't talked about it yet.
No, we didn't even think about it. Well,
no.
I didn't think about it. I thought about it. Do you think?
No, I didn't actually. No, I've been thinking about trying to get other newer people on that we haven't talked to yet. I have a couple names I was looking at.
Interesting.
So we'll see what comes of that, and we'll reach out to a couple people and
make sure they're people I can have a beer with.
Yeah, obviously, because that's a criteria now.
That's the new criteria of whether or not I want to talk to them.
Yes, I understand that now. So thank you for watching. We hope you enjoyed the show, and we'll be talking to you very soon.